You know someone who never gets angry, not someone who manages their anger well, someone who genuinely never seems to react. They get interrupted and they wait, they get disrespected and they adjust, they get betrayed and they go quiet. You have watched this person absorb things that would make anyone else explode, and you have always assumed it meant they were at peace. That assumption is wrong, and the neuroscience behind what is actually happening inside that stillness will fundamentally change the way you read people, because the calmest person in the room is not the safest, they are the most controlled. And those are two very different things. Most people believe that a person who never gets angry has somehow transcended the emotion, that they have evolved past it. Every self-help account on the internet will celebrate them as emotionally mature. Therapists will nod approvingly, but that is not what the psychology actually says. If this makes you rethink someone you trust, good. That is the point. The brain does not have an off switch for anger. It is one of the most primitive survival responses in the human nervous system, hardwired into the amygdala long before the prefrontal cortex learned to regulate it. Anger is not optional neurological software. It is firmware. Every human being experiences it. The question is never whether someone feels anger. The question is where it goes when you cannot see it. There are three places anger hides when a person learns to never show it. The first is inward. Clinical psychology calls this anger turned inward, and it is one of the most well-documented predictors of chronic depression. The person does not express the anger. They metabolize it. It becomes self-blame, exhaustion, numbness, insomnia. Their body holds what their mouth refuses to say. You will never see them raise their voice, but you might notice they're always tired, always slightly withdrawn, always carrying something invisible that makes them heavier than they should be. That weight is not sadness, it is rage with nowhere to go. The second place anger hides is in control. This is the one nobody talks about, probably because it looks so functional from the outside. Some people never get angry because they have converted their anger into hyper-competence. They do not yell at you when you let them down, they simply stop relying on you. They do not confront the colleague who undermined them. They outperform them so completely that confrontation becomes unnecessary. Every act of calm, measured excellence is a fist that never got thrown. The people around them call it maturity, call it discipline, call it strength. It is none of those things. It is anger wearing a suit. It is rage expressed through results instead of words. And the reason it is dangerous is that it never discharges. It just accumulates behind a wall of achievement that everyone admires and no one thinks to question. The third hiding place is the most dangerous of all. Some people never get angry because they have already decided you are not worth the energy. This is not peace, this is disengagement. There is a clinical concept called emotional flatlining. It describes the point at which a person has suppressed their anger so completely and for so long that their emotional system begins to shut down across the board. They do not just stop feeling anger, they stop feeling everything. Joy becomes muted, affection becomes mechanical, presence becomes performance. You're sitting next to someone who looks perfectly calm, and what you're actually sitting next to is a person whose emotional circuitry has gone into power-saving mode because full engagement became too expensive. Here's the part most psychology channels skip. The person who never gets angry is usually the person who got punished for it early, not physically, necessarily, but emotionally. They were the child who expressed frustration and was told they were being difficult, the teenager who raised their voice and watched a parent shut down or escalate, the young adult who showed irritation in a relationship and got labeled toxic, aggressive, or too much. Each of those moments installed the same instruction. Your anger is not welcome here. And they compiled. They did not overcome anger, they amputated their access to it. And what you see now, that calm, that patience, that unbothered surface, is not emotional health. It is a scar. If you are watching this and recognizing yourself, I am not going to tell you to start expressing anger. That would be irresponsible without context. What I will tell you is this. The thing people admire most about you is the thing that is costing you the most. And the fact that nobody has ever checked on you does not mean you are fine. It means your mask is better than everyone else's. And if you're watching this and recognizing someone else, someone in your life who never reacts, never pushes back, never breaks, stop admiring it. Start paying attention to it. Because that stillness is not what you think it is. Some people carry forgiveness like a currency. They spend it freely at first, but there's always a last time. A final transaction they never announce. The last time they forgave you was the last time. And you did not know it because they never told you. That is the next frequency. If this one reached you, stay tuned in.